Hello, everyone, and welcome to our closing plenary session. I'm Trish McCall alongside my colleague, Lorraine Chapman, and we hope today has been a fun and engaging experience for all of our attendees so far. We are now excited to kick off the awards ceremony and announce the recipients of the 2021 HPCC Systems Community Awards and the winners from this year's poster competition. In the 10 years we have been open source, our community has grown substantially and is supported by members who are passionate and dedicated to its success. Starting in 2014, we have been honoring those who have made a significant impact to the community from their contributions. First up is the HPCC Systems David Kahn Ambassador Award. Our own RELX and LexisNexis Risk Solutions colleagues play a critical role in helping our community stay informed, educated, and assisting them where needed when building out their own HPCC system solutions. Any system administrator or developer would agree that having clear and descriptive instructions is key when trying to set up or configure your system or finding that one ECL function that best handles a specific task. One such engineer on our team knows this all too well and decided to share his knowledge in the form of how-to videos. Covering a wide range of complex topics, including the use of macros, built-in ECL functions, and other tips and tricks, I'm sure this collection of over 35 videos will become a programmer's best friend. Named in memory of David Kahn, one of our first and very dedicated ambassadors, it is my pleasure to announce this year's Ambassador Award goes to Consulting Software Engineer from London, England, Alan Roble. Congratulations, Alan, and thank you for all your time and effort in helping our community. And now I'll turn it over to Lorraine to announce the recipient of the HPCC Systems Community Recognition Award.
Thank you, Trish. So I was introduced to this year's Community Recognition Award winner in 2018 by an old friend of our academic program, Tagi Koshkov-Tar, who is the Motorola professor from the Department of Electrical Engineering and Computer Science at Florida Atlantic University. I'm going to jump right in here and say that the winner is Robert Kennedy. Since 2018, Robbie has completed 3 HPCC Systems internships focusing on deep learning and was mentored by our colleague Tim Humphrey with support from Roger Dev, the leader of our machine learning library project. Robbie was also one of the first to use HPCC systems with TensorFlow. He's also contributed a bundle allowing ECL developers to build, train, and consume neural networks using GPU acceleration. And in his most recent internship in 2020, he expanded on this work by adding GPU acceleration to our GNN bundle. He entered our poster contest 3 times, was a winner every time, and took a look at that contest from the other side as a judge in 2021. I know there is a bright future ahead of him, and I secretly harbour a wish that he may choose to join either the RELX family or one of our industry partners at some point. Well, I guess that isn't a secret anymore. So people out there, keep your ears open. He'll be a huge asset to the team who snaps him up. Robbie, congratulations on being presented with this award in appreciation of your many contributions to our open source project and academic program. We want to recognise the value and enduring nature of your work. So I just mentioned our poster contest. So let's find out more about how this contest went in 2021 and of course discover the names of the winners of the various prizes. First, I would like to thank our judges. Our 2021 poster contest attracted 18 posters, which is the most we have ever had entered, and the standard of entries was incredibly high. Our judges have the difficult task of selecting the winners, and since no one could possibly be an expert covering the wide spectrum of submissions, it's always great to have judges who bring with them an equally varied range of knowledge and experience. So we have Jessica Skaggs, who is a user of HPCC Systems, ECL, and Power BI. She spoke at one of our tech talks in 2020 about improving the efficiency of Thor environments using Power BI to monitor Thor cluster activity. Greg Panagiotatos is a member of the HPCC Systems platform team who provides supporting documentation and more recently, quick how-to videos for completing specific tasks. Kevin Wilmoth is the manager of the external linking team and has joined the HPCC Systems intern program in the past as a mentor of a student completing a machine learning related project. Robert Kennedy needs no introduction since I just did that. As a 3-time winner of this contest, Robbie was perfectly placed to be a judge in 2021. Each student provides their poster, an abstract, and a 5-minute video presentation. We also hold Q&A sessions where the judges get to meet the students and ask specific questions to help them with their judging decisions. With 18 posters to look at, you can imagine that this is quite an intensive experience. So I want to say a big thank you to all our judges for their time. As I said, there were 18 entries, so too many to fit on a single page. The top row of this slide shows the 5 students who submitted posters from Brazil. These students work alongside our LexisNexis Risk Solutions colleagues, Hugo Watanuki and Alison Oliveira, and their posters represent their academic research or internship with the team. The bottom row shows the 4 high school students who joined our intern program in 2021. Jefferson Mao also represents our links with Code Day, a coding program for school children managed by Monica Garrett, who is the Director of Community Relations at LexisNexis Risk Solutions Group. Some of you may remember the American Heritage School robot demonstrations that have been a feature of our conferences over the years. Karina Wang is the 3rd student to join our intern program from that academic collaboration. And 2 other high school students also joined the program in 2021, Nikita Jha and Amy Ma. This slide shows 5 more students who joined our intern program in 2021. With Roshan Bandari and Chris Connolly representing our academic collaborations with Clemson University and North Carolina State University, respectively, and 3 interns joining from the RV College of Engineering in India. Across the bottom, we have poster presenters whose submissions represent ongoing research from our academic partners, including a COVID-19 research project from both Florida Atlantic University and RVCE, as well as 2 other machine learning related projects from the same university. All the work showcased at this contest really is an indication of the level of interest, activity, and dedication to our open source project by our colleagues and community users who suggest projects and provide mentoring, and also our academic partners who involve us in their valuable research. I want to thank all of the students who participated in 2021. There are 5 award categories. The research category was new in 2021 and recognises academic research projects by students, including those that may be ongoing. The Community Choice Award was new in 2020 and is voted for by registered users of our Community Day event using the voting mechanism within the conference application. Everyone has 3 votes. It's a straight race. If you didn't get to vote this year, it will be the same deal next year, so make a note to vote next year. All the resources from this year's contest and all the previous ones are available on wiki.hpccsystems.com, so you can go and view each poster at your leisure. On the right, you can see some images showing the poster Q&A sessions. It just shows that while there is business to be done with each student taking the hot seat for a while, there's also time for a little bit of fun too. So now we come to the awards themselves, and feel free to imagine a drum roll in your head if you like. So the winner of the best poster in the data analytics category, as decided by our judges, is Karina Wang. Karina is a high school student who joined our intern program in 2021 and was mentored by our colleague David DeHilster. She is a member of the Stallion Robotics Team 5472 at her school, which is run by Ty Donovan, who is the robotics program director. The aim of Karina's project was to provide a mechanism for their autonomous security robot to recognize known faces from images in a database. She used data from an augmented image set to train a GNN model on Azure using our cloud-native platform to classify the images. The aim is to allow a student to walk up to the robot and retrieve information as part of a larger interactive security feature. Congratulations to you, Karina. Very well done indeed. The winner of the best poster in the platform enhancement category, as decided by our judges, is Nikita Jar. Nikita is a high school student who joined the HPCC Systems Intern program in 2021 and was mentored by our colleague Michael Gardner with support from Chaoming Wang and Godson Fortil. Nikita's intern project directly supports our cloud-native platform, focusing on that all-important area of security. She looked at the Docker security components and security best practices for Kubernetes. She has also contributed a blog about using HashiCorp Vault as a security manager on our cloud-native platform, which can be found in our blog area on hpccsystems.com. Congratulations, Nikita, on winning this well-deserved award. The winner of our Best Poster Award in the Research category, as decided by our judges, is Andre Fontanez Bravo. Andre is one of a number of students whose academic studies are supported by the collaboration between his university and our colleagues Hugo Watanuki and Alison Oliveira in Brazil. Andre's project used the HPCC Systems platform to handle the large amounts of data, and he used our machine learning library to create the models to carry out the analysis. Congratulations to you, Andre, on being the first ever winner in this new award category. The winner of the Best Poster in the Use Case category, as decided by our judges, is Jefferson Mao. Jeff joined our intern program for the second time in 2021. And in fact, this is also the second time he has won this award, having walked away with the prize in 2020. This year, Jeff combined his interest in machine learning with his desire to create a practical solution for detecting toxic language that could be used to filter interactions across chat rooms and other social media channels. His toxicity detection feature uses our GNN machine learning module to spot toxic language in the text of messages. Congratulations, Jeff. This is a really great project and a use case that will be close to the heart of many people watching today. Now, there is one more poster award winner to be announced. Trish, I think you're going to make that announcement, right?
Yes, thank you, Lorraine, and congratulations to all our winners so far. These are such novel use cases and applications of ways to use our platform. So impressive. And now to announce the final winner in our awards ceremony. This is the second year where our community votes on their favorite poster in the competition. And as Lorraine stated earlier, it certainly was a tough job for our judges, and I know it must have been a tough choice for our audience to choose among all the impressive posters that we've seen from our academic participants. All week, the votes have been coming in, and I want to thank everyone who contributed in choosing the top winner. So the results are in, and taking over 55% of the vote, this year's Community Choice Award winner goes to Atreya Bain for his poster on improvements on HSQL, an SQL-like language for HPCC systems. Atreya joined our intern program this year, but started on this project in 2020 as part of our academic collaboration with RV College of Engineering. Presented in a breakout session earlier, HSQL is a new big data query language designed to work in conjunction with ECL for easily performing data exploration, visualizations, and other data analysis, adding more value to HPCC systems users. Congratulations, Atreya, and thank you for such a great contribution I know our community will benefit from using. This is also the second year in a row where RV College of Engineering has been among the award recipients, with Dr. Shaba, who is Atreya's academic advisor, winning last year's Community Recognition Award. I know both she, along with Atreya's mentor, Arjuna Chawla, and all of the community who voted are excited to have him win this award. So before we close out our awards ceremony, Lorraine and I want to say a big congratulations to all of our award winners. The poster presentations are such a huge part of what makes our annual Community Day Summit a success. And each year we see a record number of participants and such remarkable work demonstrated on these posters. Wouldn't you agree, Lorraine?
Yes, absolutely, Trish. Many congratulations to all our 2021 award winners who represent a complete cross-section of our open source community, from our interns and academic collaborators to our users and colleagues. Thank you all for your support and your contributions.
Okay, so up next, please stick around for our final session you do not want to miss. Our colleague Bahar Fardanian moderates a discussion panel with top members from industry and academia on ways both sides can benefit from building a thriving relationship. Then following her session, join Flavio Villanustre as he returns with one final message to our audience before closing out this exciting day. Congratulations again to all our winners, and thank you for joining us.
Hello, everyone. I hope you all had a great day and enjoyed the RSG conference so far. I would like to start by saying thank you very much for investing your time with us today. And welcome to our Academia and Industry Best Friends Forever session. In this panel, we have expertise from both sides, industry and academia, to discuss different aspects of the tech industry with focus on big data and its related concepts and how universities and industries can collaborate. All of the questions that we're going to cover today have been put together from academia and industry subject matter expertise. It is my pleasure to introduce our panelists, Dr. Burcin Bozkaya, Director of Applied Science at New College of Florida, Professor Don Tatum, Director of CCSE Partnership and Engagement, and Senior Lecturer of IT at Kennesaw State University, Jeff Machen, Metadata and Information Architect at Cerium, and a Data Analytics and Information System Management student. Last but not least, Jesse Shaw, Principal Analyst, Data Analyst at LexisNexis Solution Group. Now we'll take a few minutes for each of the panelists to briefly introduce themselves, tell us a little bit about their background in industry, tech, or both. John, can we start with you, please?
Thank you, Bahar. And yes, thank you for the great introduction. My name is Dawn Tatum, and I'm the Director of Industry Partnerships and Engagements at Kennesaw State University and also Senior Lecturer there. As Bahar had stated, I have over 20 years experience in industry and also almost 20 years experience in academia as well. My biggest focus is in security, but I've also dabbled in networking and data analytics just a tiny bit. So thank you.
Thank you. Jesse, would you like to go next?
Sure. My name is Jesse Shaw. I'm a principal data scientist at business services for LexisNexis Risk Analytics. I've been with the company for 20 years and I've done a myriad of things, but most recently my forte or my focus of study is on identity, fraud detection, and social network analytics, implementing graph analytics to find abnormal clusters of people and behaviors.
Thank you. Jeff, would you like to go next, please?
Sure, thank you, Bahar. My name is Jeff Machen. I'm the Metadata and Information Architect for Cerium, which is a business unit of LexisNexis Risk Solutions Group. I've been with the company not for 19 years. I've held various positions within research, within the data science group and data engineering. I'm currently working as information architect from a strategic sort of area, looking at how we manage our information. And I'm currently also in the final stages of a master's degree in data analytics and information systems.
Thank you. Burcin, please.
Thanks, Bahar. Hi, I'm Burcin Bozkaya. I'm professor of data science and also the director of the Master's in Applied Data Science program here at New College of Florida in Sarasota, Florida. I joined New College 2 years ago, but I've been in academia for 17 years now, having assumed several roles, including program directorship for several programs, associate dean at Sabancı University, visiting professor at MIT Media Lab, and now most recently the director of data science here at New College. I also had industry experience working for Environmental Systems Research Institute in California for 5 years, specializing in GIS applications in the transportation industry. And I also had a startup experience of my own for about 10 years. So that's it.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And as for myself, I'm Bahar Fardanian. I'm the technology evangelist at LexisNexis Risk Solution Group. I will kick off this conversation asking questions that draw some of the high-level themes and trends that we're interested in. And for that matter, I want to start easy. We know that universities have advisory boards, and this advisory board is usually a combination of industry and academia. I want to start with Burcin. I know that you have been having a role in your advisory board at your university. I want to know what is an advisory board? What is the role for an advisory board, and why is it important?
That's a great question. Thanks, Bahar. I mean, advisory board is a very important element in our program, in our master's program, because it serves as the main connection between our master's program and the industry. The board itself consists of 15 professionals and executives from various industries, and then some of whom are actually our industry business partners that we work together on a regular basis. The advisory board essentially has one critical role in helping us answer this question. Are we doing the right thing? Do we have the right curriculum? Are we teaching our students the right concepts, skills, and knowledge for them to be fluent and competitive in the job market, in today's job market? And obviously, this is very crucial when you think about a field like data science. It's changing rapidly, new concepts, technologies emerging almost every year. So, I mean, we are striving to keep our program up to date, in this ever dynamically changing environment. So that's why the advisory board has a huge role. And it's also useful for us as faculty, trying to keep ourselves up to date, with again, new concepts and technologies. So our faculty definitely needs help in that. And another major role the advisory board plays in our program is like for collaboration purposes. Like I said, some of the board members are our industry partners. We work together in for the purpose of arranging internships or projects for classroom teaching or projects for research purposes. We have industry seminars where we invite our board members and their affiliates to come and talk about what's happening out there. Or we organize like workshops or certification opportunities for our students all together. So that essentially the advisory board is our foot in the industry before our students actually go out there and start working. They get first-hand information from our industry partners.
So let me ask this. You mentioned the role of the industry on the advisory board. You said they get invited and they get collaborated. On the tech side, especially with computer science, we know that the knowledge and technology is changing rapidly and has changed a lot in the past years. So what is the impact of the of the industry on the advisory board when it comes to curriculum and planning the future for the students?
So yeah, like I said, the advisory board, helps us keep our curriculum up to date, and we meet on a regular basis and we listen to board members, talking about maybe some of the new skills and knowledge that is expected from graduates. So we take that information, we discuss it internally. We have like a curriculum committee of organized from faculty members. We discuss some of those feedback that are passed on to us from the advisory board, and then we have internal processes to introduce perhaps new courses or new workshops, new tutorials, just to keep our program in sync with what we hear from the advisory board.
Comments from the panel?
Yeah, I think that's right. I sit on the UNCW master's program for data science and analytics, and being a representative of HPCC systems, I'm able to share with them our technology stack in hopes that it helps round out students, or at least exposes them to a completely new technology that is adopted in some corporations out there.
Yeah, I would say that, that's one of the reasons why my role was created, because we wanted to bring in industry to not only impact the curriculum, to work with students, to work with faculty. You look back at the security field, for instance, and now data analytics and data science and computer vision, all these new technologies, cloud technologies. It's imperative that we have industry leadership within academia and these collaborations and partnerships, because for us, the traditional way in academia, many years ago, we didn't review courses. It would take 3 years before we would review a course. And in this day and age, you can't wait that long. If you wait for textbooks to be published on a particular topic, it's already outdated by the time it's published in many cases. So we need that input and that collaboration. The students also, it's extremely important for them to see that what they'll be doing in the real world and why they're coming to university to get a degree, what it's all about and why it's important, and to kind of have that academic foundation and also that industry real world experience.
Thank you. So let me continue with you, Dawn. I know we have been mentioning workshops, training programs, and similar sessions like that. And I know you have a very active role in planning those kind of activities at Kennesaw State. I've been participating in some of those. I want to know, because you have come with a great experience in that area, is what can we learn from each other, academia and industry, and what are the options that we can use to foster that knowledge exchange?
So I think the example that I gave, for instance, with textbooks, our IT degree at Kennesaw State, within that degree, we went to what is called a Z degree, meaning that we have no textbooks in those courses. And we did that based upon industry collaboration and to be able to impart that knowledge within the courses, and it helps us rapidly change those courses. The other thing is, we developed the hackathons for real world experiences for the students. We have capstone projects. Capstone projects generally happen at the very last year. And so our philosophy has changed now. We want industry to be in the classroom and helping our faculty give those experiences from like day one. So the hackathon is a way to do that. There are other events and workshops, developing assignments that can be used within the classroom that are real world. I think that's another way that industry can give back and also help the students and faculty and our profession.
Yeah, I'd agree with that totally. As a student myself, I learn by doing, so actually getting involved with a real world problem. I mean, there's a lot out there, the industry, to have these problems, and there's a lot of resource there in terms of the students in terms to learn. And I think it just makes a better student. It makes the graduates out there better because they're more equipped from using older problems, which are sort of just working through the theory, which is absolutely fine. But if you can apply that theory to real world, you learn so much faster and it's more applicable. And then as you actually move through your academia and actually maybe progress further on, that you get more and more experience and you're actually hitting the ground running. So yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, I can also add something to that. You know, data science and data analytics is a very broad field, right? I mean, there's a lot of application areas, and there are a lot of opportunities to become, you know, expert or experienced in a particular domain. So I think, you know, different schools, different industry sectors, they all have a certain focus for or interest for certain areas or expertise. I think if we can get together in somehow in some unique ways, we can actually learn from each other, learn from this experience or expertise. You know, a program like ours, for instance, it's a generalist program, and it could learn a lot from specific domains like, you know, insurance or cybersecurity, or, you know, different areas where data science is applied. And I think, you know, organizing joint, you know, practicums or capstone projects or joint workshops or activities like that, I think it's going to help a lot, you know, in learning from each other.
So let's throw a twist in there really quick. We're discussing academia industry, but I wanted to know, can universities themselves collaborate together? Would that help universities to prep better students for us?
Well,
Yeah, that's.
I'm sorry. I was going to say that I would definitely agree that that would be a great opportunity for universities to be able to share knowledge and share what works, and what doesn't work is just as important, right? And some of that may be dependent upon the college and where you're at, but when we're talking about teaching technologies, I think that we can definitely learn from each other. And as far as research goes, I think it's even better. There's a lot we could do with research and industry aligned along with that. I would really love to see that kind of, you know, giant consortium of students and industry and different university professors working together.
It could be international too. It's not just US based. It's a, you know, it's in this global world now. It's much easier to connect that, and so we should tap into that.
So if probably if we, as you said, you know, international. So if we have a board that has all the universities and all the related industries together, if we actually come up with such a scenario, would that help everybody, or would throw challenges?
I mean, there could be some challenges, but I think it's a great idea to start with, because like Don and Jeff were saying, you know, we definitely can learn from each other, you know, different practices. But not only that, we could also create some shared resources, like, you know, pools of projects or pools of co-op opportunities, you know, across borders or across the oceans. So I think there's definitely merit in that.
So let's change the focus a little bit. We talked about industry being present in the universities, in the advisory board, in curriculum planning. So I want to start this question with Jesse. I know, Jesse, that you have been working with interns, with mentoring students, and you've been participating in training programs and things. So I wanted to know, from the employer side, how can the skill sets that we have can change or be implemented for our new hires?
That's a good question. And really, you need to look at the industry or the business itself, and you'll notice that the majority of their products or services rely on older technology. So first and foremost, in order to maintain that organization, the student needs a pretty decent fundamental knowledge of older technology so they can move right in and become productive right away. But in order for innovation to go forward, here's where the new ideas or new technology that's being invented at the university level, as well as in private industry, needs to feed back into that educational loop so that those students are also prepared to innovate or to apply new technologies, or be able to read a research paper and take the math that's presented there and implement it in Python, or be language agnostic to where they can implement it on any platform.
Okay, so I'll move to the next question now. Jeff, you are a full-time employee, you work in the industry, and you're a student at the same time. So I wanted to know if you wanted to, do you advise the students to work at the same time during school? And is that load manageable for them to be working and going to school at the same time?
Okay, that's a good question. So I've been, as I mentioned before, I've been working for about 19 years with Syrian, and my undergraduate degree was in aerospace systems engineering, which is a little bit different to what I was doing now. So that, and I do remember when I was an undergraduate student that the rigor and the discipline and the way that you approach the course is different to a higher level degree. But also with the experience of industry as well, working and learning at the same time, especially if you're in the field that you're in, of course, that's very rewarding. Not only because of, back to the question, I think the second question that Rima talked about having real world problems, but working within the industry where the business you're in has these problems, or you have the opportunity to actually learn with like-minded people, either from academia itself. And I've joined yourself and a couple others on some of the hackathons, and looking to see how the students are actually interacting and working with that. And that was really great to see. It was really good to have those opportunities and to see that that's moving on. It's about, I would say, for me, it's discipline. You have to be disciplined to be able to do that. So when you're choosing your subjects and choosing your majors and choosing where you want to be, you've really got to be interested and invested in this, of course. And so that's important, because that obviously gives you the impetus to keep going, and the real world problems to be able to apply to that. And little and often as well is, my course is online. I work full time and my role is global. So I'm talking to people in Portland in the US, and I'm over in the UK. So the time I have to be flexible with. But that's what it is. It's about being flexible and setting yourself a plan. And starting straight away, not leaving everything to the end, but and actually working through that. So yeah, it's about it's discipline, but I think fundamentally it's got to have something that you really get invested in. Because if you have it, I like to solve problems. That's one of the reasons for me for taking on further on the education. So I learned so much in my role and as a job, and I wanted to take it to the next level. And that's what the further education does. So the master's program, that's for the level that you need to do to move on to that. So yes, it's about interest and it's about discipline, I suppose. But it's actually not that hard once you get going and you stick to that. And obviously, if you've got a love of the subject, then it's not as difficult at all. Would you agree, Jesse? I can see you nodding there.
I like that not that hard part. So let me continue. If there's no comment from the panel, let me continue with the same topic of being able to collaborate on this. So some part of this question has already been covered, but I want to know that do we think that the big data industry and universities, are they going hand in hand? Are there any gaps between the two at the moment?
Yeah, that's a good question as well. There's always going to be gaps. There's always going to be one side of the equation learning faster. I guess it wouldn't be an equation, but one side learning faster than the other. So finding a way to share information is paramount. And whether it's because of an advisory board or some open source platform like Kaggle, where people can collaborate and share information, I think we just need to adopt one and push it and get some momentum behind it.
Kind of raising the profile of that whole thing, isn't it? And make sure people that know that it's out there. And obviously, the more people that we get to know, the more minds that you get involved in. And that's always going to help, isn't it? Raising the profile.
I agree. I mean, if you come to think of it, a lot of inventions that we have in our modern life today, which are related to, IT technologies or data, they sort of originate from necessity and, the need to find a creative solution to some kind of a problem that we're dealing with, right? And then, universities are well, not only universities, of course, this is true for other places too, but, you know, like if you think of them as a center of opportunities for, you know, new ideas and creations, I mean, you know, then you know, one becomes aware of the necessity of these two worlds, you know, constantly talking to each other, you know, and you know, like Jesse was saying, you know, there's always going to be some gap, and academia is, for some people, it's considered to be, you know, usually falling behind, you know, in terms of, you know, catching up with the, or faculty teaching the latest concepts or whatever, you know, entirely in sync with the industry. But I think the kind of constructs that, you know, we were all talking about today, you know, this collaboration, you know, joint ventures or advisory board, or, you know, this constant communication, if we have all these things in place, I think that this gap will be minimal in my mind.
Yes, I would agree with all the panelists on that as well. I think that having some common area where people could contribute and share ideas, students as well, that they know that that is out there and available, then it also raises kind of the awareness, and I just think it's better for everybody. I'm a huge proponent in collaboration. So I think that everybody should share their ideas and try to move forward and find the best possible solution that we can for whatever problem is presented. So it sounds great to me.
So I think it's following up, closing that gap, as you mentioned, between the industry problems or the necessity, the problems of it, and the researchers and the universities that the minds that are hungry to solve these problems. I mean, there's not just in industry as well, because they do, but where they could share together, could work together, you know, in many minds that like work.
Exactly, and then the topics are so diverse, and the application possibilities are limitless, you know, when it comes to big data and then big data applications. So like all kinds of synergies, like, you know, people with different backgrounds coming together with different skill sets to address whatever that problem is, you know, with whatever that necessity is. I mean, the creative ideas actually come from those kinds of synergies.
Well, big data. I want to ask a last question, and I'm going to ask the entire panel. So I want to know, for students that are interested in big data, what are the available career paths for them, and how they can start their journey if they're interested in big data and working with data?
Well, I can take a shot at that. So, I mean, typically, you know, the students that come to our program, we have a master's program, so they come from a variety of backgrounds, you know, variety of majors or disciplines, and they are usually quite well versed in their respective areas of interest or majors or areas of concentration. So when they come to the data science program and a master's program, so they are eager to apply you know, their background and foundational knowledge, and, you know, in a certain domain, and combine it with you know, a particular data science project or topic or idea. So, you know, in that sense, I mean, big data provides a lot of opportunities because you can go in a number of directions, but once you can identify which particular area that you're interested in, this could be a very scientific area. It could be, you know, consumer analytics or marketing analytics. It could be banking, insurance, finance. It could be anything, essentially. You know, with the right foundational information from your major area of interest combined with data science, I think there's a lot of opportunity when it comes to big data.
Yeah, and on top of that, just knowing how to process that data in the architecture behind it, it's learning a platform. It could be Google Cloud Platform, Amazon Web Services, HPCC, Azure. That is also another layer of knowledge that the student or worker would need to understand. So there's a lot of many layers.
There's tools and techniques, yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with everyone on that. And I think that having an undergraduate degree in a particular domain and then going to the master's level for data science is is almost the best approach, just because you have both. You know, you can apply the tools and technologies on top of your foundation. So, but once you understand how to do that, and once you understand how to process big data, and you actually know how to look at data in a different way and actually solve problems using the tools and techniques, you can go into any domain after that. I firmly believe, as long as you can learn the domain, whether it be insurance or cyber, or, you know, cyber itself has so many different layers and ways you can go and apply data science. It's tremendous. And I think that other domains are just as complex. So there are a lot of career pathways.
You learn a sort of set of philosophies and a philosophy and approach to how looking at data. So it doesn't, you know, you said it's not really the domain which you learn how to apply yourself to a problem using tools and techniques that you've got, that you're learning. Yeah, data is, you can apply it in any domain. Very flexible.
Well, thank you, everyone. And with the last few minutes left, I would like to take the opportunity to highlight that LexisNexis HPCC systems has a very strong collaboration with its academic partners. We support universities in a number of different ways, included but not limited to trainings, hackathons, mentoring. And if there are any questions or comments, please feel free to contact me. And at the end, I would like to thank our panelists for joining me today. And I would like to thank all of our attendees for their participation today. Thank you again, and have a great day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you, everyone.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to our closing session now. It has been a great day. It has been really packed of content. We had so many good sessions. We had also a number of winners, and that has been a great experience, seeing all of these people that have been recognized for their posters and for other achievements in our community. Certainly, I enjoyed a large number of talks. It would be hard to mention all of them, but if you have attended some of them, you probably recognize the session that Gavin Halliday did on our what's new and our roadmap. That's always a classic. And certainly many of the other sessions. I particularly enjoyed some of the machine learning ones. There are a number of new components like HSQL that have been also quite well delivered as well. But of course, with 25 parallel sessions in those 5 tracks, it will be hard to go through all of them at the same time, right? So just do your homework if you can, and put some time on your calendars to take a look at some of the other sessions that you missed, because I'm sure you missed some good content there as well. Now, it is extremely important to recognize and to thank every one of you, every one of the participants, every one of those that presented, all of those that brought also great talks and delivered those talks today, and everyone that attended, all of the posters that we had that have been, as you know, very high quality as well. And certainly all of the great interests that have been around in many of the sessions, including some of the interactive sessions and some of the booths and other things. Now, I want you to stay connected. This has been a great day. This is a great community day, but it doesn't end here. Yes, I know, I said before, this is the last talk, this is the closing of the day, but it's certainly not the end of it. We have tomorrow and the following 2 days, our training sessions. Do not miss those training sessions. If you want to know how to do machine learning on HPCC, you will have a great session tomorrow on unsupervised learning, a as good or even better session on Wednesday on supervised learning, and I think that's to the top this, we will have our session on deep learning on Thursday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, the 3 training sessions on machine learning and HPCC, which you cannot miss. So attend those sessions. As every other session that we had today, it has been recorded. So you can certainly watch the ones that you have missed and watch any other session that you even watched before, but you want to refresh what is there. Please connect with other people in the community. Talk to those who presented. Talk to those who didn't present. Many great collaborations started in days like this, in our community day. And even long-term friendships have started as well the same way. Now, I want you to remind you, all of these sessions will be available on demand. So just take a look at our portal. The links for those sessions will be there. Do not let them go to waste. Just go there, watch them, and interact with the rest of the community as much as you can. And of course, I want you to stay engaged, to keep in touch, and remember that this is our 10th year anniversary, but this is not the end of our HPCC open source project. This is just the beginning. We hope to have another 20 years anniversary and maybe quarter of a century anniversary as well. So just stay tuned, be active with the community. Thank you very much for attending. Thank you very much for all the time and effort that you put in making this a great day. And I hope to see you around. And please do not miss our training sessions in the next few days. Thank you and have a great day.